James Twin for the untouchable true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing, and y'all know the rest. Listen, guys, I'm right now, as you can see, I'm getting ready to go on a hike. It's morning here in Japan. We're in Iya Valley, which is like way out in West Japan somewhere. But this is, in fact, my official post-fight review for Sonny Edwards, Galal Yafai. It was a big domestic showdown in the UK. These guys had a lot of history. You know, Sonny had beaten Galal back in the day. Galal has come well and become gold medalist since then. And it was really an interesting fight because Sonny Edwards is still trying to rebuild his career after the demolition job that happened at Bam Rodriguez last year. And there's not really a whole lot to dissect, guys. You know, the result of the fight is a 6th round stoppage from Galal Yafai. It was one-way traffic. There was nothing really Sonny Edwards had for him. And the most telling moment in the fight didn't even come during the rounds. It came in the corner when he was talking to his trainer, Chris Williams. And he had told Chris Williams, he said, Chris Williams was telling him to move and box and, you know, be himself and, you know, try to get some space in the ring and counter in between the shots because, you know, Galal Yafai keeps his head in the middle. And to that, Sonny Edwards responded by telling Chris, he said, "Can I be honest with you? I don't really want to be here right now." So once he said that, you know, I already had it in my head. This fight's not going past the 7th round. You know, we're not going to see the second half because Galal Yafai just came straight to him. Like, literally, from the first second of the first round, went straight to him. Just punches and bunches, high output. And the thing about what makes Galal Yafai so difficult when he's fighting like that is for this weight class, he's got long arms. He's got a good frame on him. And he's obviously he's pretty well conditioned. Even though he was an amateur fighter, he hasn't really in this fight and then in the fight he had back in Vegas against Agustin Galto, who was also a tough Argentinian who pushed him. He never really showed like glaring signs of fatigue or stamina issues. So when you allow him to come forward and let his hands go like that, very hard guy to beat. And he was just able to impose his will on Sonny until the 6th round where he threw like, I'm going to say like 7 or 8 unanswered punches, and the referee eventually waves it off. So Galal Yafai makes a big statement here in his 9th fight. He captures the WBC interim title, which makes him, it's going to make him the mandatory to Kenshiro Teraji, and we'll talk about that in a second. But I want to kind of go back to Sonny Edwards because Sonny, you know, before he fought Bam, looked like like a much different fighter. You know, obviously he never had the punching power, but when it came to footwork, when it came to being able to frustrate an opponent, when it came to stamina for 12 rounds, he was one of the best in boxing. He knew how to win a lot of rounds, and that's how he won his fights. And he was a legitimate champion. You know, we're talking about a guy that won the IBF title, defended it about 3 or 4 times before he lost to Bam, but Bam effectively ruined and beat the fight out of Sonny Edwards. And we just got done talking about this with Chris Colbert like a month or so ago. You can be a shot fighter at a young age, you know, and it can happen for a lot of different reasons. Every fighter is different. Every fighter's path is different. Sonny Edwards is shot. He's a completely shot fighter at 28 years old. Because for what the attributes that God gave him, he needs to be able to move and be a high-conditioned fighter for 12 rounds. And if he's anything less than that, he'll never win. He'll never have a chance to win at the championship level because he's not a big puncher. He needs to be like a well-oiled machine because he's not really the hardest puncher. He doesn't have the get-out-of-jail-free card to be down 7, 8, 9 rounds and then knock someone out. That's not him. So if he said it himself, he doesn't have the fire in his belly anymore for boxing, and he's gonna retire. And he said, I guess he told his team before this fight, win, lose, or draw, this is gonna be it for him. And we've seen this movie play out so many times in boxing. If a fighter is already thinking about retirement before they're in a big fight like this, you know, they've already lost. One foot's already out the door. They already lost. Boxing's a jealous woman, and it demands everything from you. So if you can't give it your everything, your odds are you're not going to succeed. So if that's it for Sonny, you know, I really appreciated his career and everything he gave to boxing and British boxing. You know, legitimate champion. Always was willing to take on all comers, and you know, just it is what it is. Every fighter has a different story, but tip of the cap to him. But as far as Galal Yafai, what a great year it's been in 2024 for him. I thought the Augustine Galto win was a good win for him because Galto was a very, very tough Argentinian. And he outclassed him back in Vegas early in the year. And then to fight a guy like Sonny Edwards and just not just beat him, but shut him out and overwhelm him for 6 rounds, it's a big statement for him in the division. And it now puts him in the line for a potential fight with Kenshiro Teraji, which I haven't really put too much thought into Kenshiro versus Galal, but just my initial thoughts, I think it's a really good fight. I think like Galal does have some defensive lapses he needs to correct. Like, he doesn't really move his head off the center line. So, because Sonny, the handful of times Sonny was looking to counter, he was landing, but it was just too few and far between. Kenshiro, I'll tell you one thing right now. Sonny Edwards may not have been motivated tonight. I'll tell you one thing. Kenshiro is going to be motivated. He's going to be motivated to throw them laser-guided missiles down the middle. So, the best path for Galal in that fight is he has to take to win that fight is going to be the one he took tonight, which is he's going to have to come forward. He's going to have to try to overwhelm Kenshiro. But the thing is, he's going to have to pay a much bigger price to do it. So that's where the fight gets really exciting. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Maybe I'm pretty sure he's going to have the longer arms, so maybe he decides to box a more patient fight and make Kenshiro come to him. And Kenshiro ain't exactly Floyd or Pernell Whitaker or James Toney. He gets hit too, so maybe he uses his arm reach to his advantage. But I think the better path would probably be smothering Kenshiro, using your size, outworking him, and trying to get a decision. So I like the fight a lot. I would still favor Kenshiro, even though he is the naturally smaller man who came up in weight. I just think there's certain fighters in boxing that are like special fighters, and to me, he's a special fighter. I don't put too much stock into what happened in the Connie Salas fight because he was weight drained in that going into that fight, and he even on one of his worst nights he still found a way to win. But you saw when he fought Rosales how much different he looked. So I think it's a great fight. 112 flyweight's really heating up again with Galal, with this performance with Galal. Anthony Olas Kouaga becoming champion. I think 2025 is going to be a big year for the flyweight division. So great statement performance for Galal Yafai. Really impressed with what I saw. It's like his style, he's not like his brothers. Like Galal Yafai, who was European champion, his defense was super leaky and he loaded up on everything. Cal Yafai was more technical and more of a counter puncher. I think he's taken the best things from both of his brothers, and he's the most well-rounded of the brothers. So I think he's going to have a chance to go really far. And I think he's got the goods, especially after this fight. He's got the goods to give any flyweight in the world a good run for their money. So whether he fights Kenshiro or Olas Kouaga or Jonathan Gonzalez, whoever, I would love to see him just against any of the top guys. So let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about Galal Yafai, Sonny Edwards? What did you make of Yafai's performance? And tip of the cap to Sonny Edwards in a great career at 28. If you don't got it no more, you don't got it no more. And I'm glad he recognizes that and gets out before anything else bad happens. Because boxing's unforgiving. If you stay around too long, these promoters they don't got no problem recycling you and keep throwing you to tough guys and letting your brains get beat out so they can make money. So don't stay around much longer if you don't got the heart for it no more. But leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you guys click right over here.
Keep watching my boy BT put on the best interviews out here.